guys, today we're in the kitchen and we will be making some good old Jamaican rice and peas for dinner. It's a Sunday evening and that's what a typical Jamaican household is normally making: rice and peas and chicken, or rice and peas and brown stew chicken, or rice and peas and curry goat, or rice and peas and oxtail or pigtail or something. It's normally rice and peas, and so I'm definitely going to be making rice and peas. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the chicken as yet, so stay tuned and I'll show you how to go about doing that.
This is my cube seasoning that I'll be referring to throughout my video, so you may not see me using scallion, thyme, onion because it's all in this little cube here. So basically it's pimento, scallion, garlic, onion, thyme, maybe a little ginger, scotch bonnet pepper, and I blend it all up. So this, I just pop it in my pot and it will season my pot. It's very potent, so I don't use a lot. If you do blend it, you can check yours to see how strong it is, but this is what I'll be referring to. So onto our peas. We're using a pressure cooker pot, so we're gonna add our light red kidney beans, and we will add our coconut milk. If you don't have coconut milk, you can use waters, but the coconut milk will give it a lot more flavor. So it's 1 part peas to 4 parts liquid. So you can add your seasoning here. I had already added my cubes to my coconut milk because I made it from scratch, as in from the coconut itself. If you have coconut powder or coconut cream, you can add that too. But I'm just adding a little bay leaf and celery just to give it a little flavor. I'll add a little salt also. We're using a pressure cooker pot because it will cook our beans faster. You can, if you don't have one, you can use a regular pot, but that's going to take you about an hour or an hour and a half. This is going to take us 30 minutes. Different beans, like different type of kidney beans, may take a little longer. So I'm doing 30 minutes. If you check in 30 minutes and your beans are done, you can give it a little extra time. So now we're going to close our pot. Make sure the arrows are aligned. As you can see, then you hear a click. So let's do it again and click. It's good to go. We're going to add our weight. This helps to keep the steam in the pot and help our peas to become nice and tender. So we're going to put it on high heat for about, or medium heat actually, for 30 minutes, and then we'll check back to see if our peas are ready. If they're not, we're going to extra 10 minutes. Now on to our sauce. So here we are. We're going to work on our citrus ginger sauce. As you can see, I have oranges. If you have orange juice, that's fine. Our chicken here, it's already pre-seasoned and marinated, but we're going to add some of the citrus ginger sauce to that. So here we have our oranges, or onion, or scotch bonnet, ginger, scallion, rosemary, thyme, bay leaf, garlic, celery. We have our oils. You can use regular oil if you don't have olive oil, and I'm just going to add a little bit of apple cider. I just like the undertone, it's not necessary. And we have our allspice, our pimento, and our salt. We're going to blend it all up in our little NutriBullet and get everything together. So we're going to add some of it to our chicken and we're going to massage it in. If you don't like to touch your chicken, poke it with a fork and let it sit in there for around 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to put it on a tray and bake it. But the reason why we're adding it to our chicken, we want depth of flavor. We don't want it only on the outside. We want the flavor on the inside of our chicken, so when you bite into that, you have that flavor and it's not just coming from the sauce. It will be all over your chicken, and I'm pretty sure that you'll enjoy the depth of flavor in that. So we're going to marinate for 10, put it on a tray, toss it in the oven, 375 for 30 minutes. So let's start chopping some stuff to make our sauce. So we're going to preheat our oven first at 375 degrees, and then that's around 190 degrees Celsius, 375 Fahrenheit. We're going to bake for 30 minutes, but we're going to stop around 15 minutes in to get some of the juices. All right, chopping time. So here we are. We have our oranges, and we are going to cut the top and the bottom off just for stabilization, and we're going to save the rinds. Don't throw them away, okay guys? Put them in a little saucepan. We're going to make a broth. So as you can see, I'm cutting off the outside, the rind and the membrane, and try not to cut too much of the orange itself, like the juicy part of the orange. That's edible part. Try not to cut that off. So we're going to cut off the outer skin. We're going to save them, and we're going to add some rosemary and garlic to that, and we're going to make a little stock to add to our sauce, just to, you know, bulk it up, as we're going to use some of the blended seasoning that we're working on now on the chicken. So we're going to need a little more so that everybody can get some gravy. So I added my itty bitty bit of time. So we're going to chop up some of our seasoning now. Add the onion. I'm chopping up mine pretty small because it's easier to fit. I'm removing the outer skin. That's of no use, guys, so toss that in the bin. And I'm going to do the same to the garlic, but I won't be chopping up my garlic. So we're using about 1/4 cup of onion, and we're going to add it to our little NutriBullet. And we're also going to add our rosemary or scallion, or celery if you have it. If you don't, it's fine. As I said, remember, cooking is all about preference. So what I may like, you may not like. You may not have some of the ingredients that I have, but it won't make your sauce endless. So watch your fingers, guys. Don't chop it off. Just be careful. As I said, I'm cutting mine small because I'm using an itty bitty NutriBullet. If you have a blender, you can cut it big. That's fine. So we're gonna add some Scotch bonnet. It's all about preference, as I said. So if you like a lot of spice, add as much as you would like. I'm adding a little piece of bay leaf just to add depth of flavor, and it's not much, around a teaspoon, half a teaspoon actually. And I'm gonna do my garlic, give it a little press so that I can remove the outer skin easily. Toss the skin, it's of no use. And next we're going to do our ginger, and we're going to remove the outer skin by rubbing the knife against it. And as I said, we're going to put all the other ingredients in, and we're going to give it a little blend. And we're going to add some to our chicken so we can pop it in the oven and bake at 375 for 30 minutes, 375 Fahrenheit, that is. So we're going to blend all of this together. Here we have our blended seasoning, as I mentioned before. We're going to put it in our little saucepan. I already added some to my chicken and popped it in the oven. So that's working. Now we're going to adjust some of the flavor. So if you added salt before, that's fine. I like to test before and after. I'm adding the little juices from my chicken. It's not gross, guys. It's just going to add flavor. Remember, we're going to cook this sauce. We're not eating it raw. And I'm adding a little apple cider vinegar. So you don't need to add it. It's not a must. And we're going to put it on the stove to cook for around 10 minutes. We're going to let it slowly simmer. We're not going to let it come to a boil. We're going to let it simmer. And now we're going to check our peas. It's about ready. So guys, put your sauce on the stove and grab your peas pot, put it in the sink, and let's go. Rice and our peas for rice and peas. It's ready. 30 minutes has expired, so I'm cooling down the pot. Do not open it right away, guys. It can and will burn you up because that steam, that pressure inside, it will explode on you. So I'm jiggling the top of my weight. There's no steam coming out, so I'm going ahead and I'm opening my pressure cooker pot. Voila, my peas is ready. I'm going to transfer it to a different pot, but you can use the same pot to cook your rice and peas. Here we are. You can adjust your seasoning. As I said, I added my cube seasoning, so I'm good. So add your scallion, thyme, Scotch bonnet, add all of that now. So I'm adding my rice. I'm giving it a stir so that the peas is evenly distributed. So we're going to cover it on medium heat and cook it for about 5 minutes just to reduce the liquid in the pot. So the liquid at this stage should be around 1 inch or 1.5 inches above the rice. So cover, cook for 5 minutes, then we're going to check back.
A few moments later.
we're gonna check our sauce, and we're gonna check our rice because the rice is right about, ready to go. And we're also gonna add some of the juices from the chicken that has been baking to the sauce. So I'm tasting my sauce to see if there's anything that I need. Depending on the oranges that you use or your orange juice, it may be a little bit tart. So you can add some sugar or honey. I'm gonna add also the broth to this as soon as I add the juices from the chicken, or you can add it now. To make this broth, we're not going to put it on high heat, or stock rather. We're not going to put it on high heat. We're going to let it simmer because we just want the essence, the light citrusy flavor, and not that bitter rind-like flavor from the orange. So don't let it boil. As I said, you're just going to add a little water, rosemary, garlic, and you're going to put it on simmer for about 10 minutes also, just to extract the flavor. And we're going to add it to our little sauce there, as I mentioned, with the juices from the chicken. So we're about 15 minutes in baking our chicken. So we're going to pull it and get some of the juices from it. So around 15-20 minutes, it should have released, some of the juices. Now we are going to check our rice and peas. The water should have, reduced, and this is perfect. As you can see, we have a little bit of liquid, and I'm going to give it a stir with my spoon. Some people may say don't stir it, but I like to stir it so that the grains at the top go to the bottom and the one at the bottom go to the top so that they're evenly cooked. We don't want any tough rice grains. When I want a bumpy rice, we want everything nice and shelly and tasty. So I'm giving it a really big stir just to make sure that it's evenly blended. And then I'm going to smooth off the top, smooth off the sides so that we don't have any strays. And then we're going to check on our chicken so we can add the juices. We're going to cover this and cook for our next 5 to 10 minutes at low, or 2, whatever the number is on your stove. So here's our chicken. As you can see, there's some juices, guys. Remember to bake it on the top tray. I did not mention that before. The top shelf. So that you can have a crisp golden finish, or if you don't get that finish right away, you can put your oven on broil so you can get it. But right now we're just going to get the juices from this. We're going to remove the chicken and add the juices to our sauce. Our rice and peas is finished. So I added the juices to the sauce and I let that sit for another 3 minutes. And you can strain your sauce if you would like. You don't have to, but you can if you don't want the gritty texture. It's pretty thick, as you can see. But if you like it that way, that's fine. If you'd like to strain it, you can do that also. Guys, I had no intention of making a salad, yet here I am. I'm just chopping random stuff from my refrigerator. So we're going to season our salad with some bell peppers, onion, and garlic. As you can see, I'm chopping up my bell peppers. My onion is on the side right there. So I'm just using random things from my refrigerator. You can use whatever you have. I'm going to add some carrots, I think, and some Napa cabbage, along with the Brussels sprouts. But this salad is all about seasoning and flavor. That's my Brussels sprout there that I'm going to chop up. And it's a cabbage, a baby cabbage. So for the dressing, I'm just going to keep it very simple. I'm going to add some apple cider vinegar with salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and that's basically it. I'm going to mix it all together. That's some corn. I'm going to mix it all together and, just drizzle it all over my salad. And you can add a little honey. Oh yes, I'm definitely going to add honey. So that's salt, pepper, apple cider vinegar, a little bit of oil, honey, and of course you chop up your seasoning and your vegetables of choice. There I'm working on some Napa cabbage that I had. So I'm chopping that up and we're going to mix it all together. and let that vinaigrette, soak through the vegetables and add its nice tasty flavor. So your chicken should be ready by now. That 30 minutes should be up. Our rice and peas is ready, or sauce is ready. Either you strained it or you did not, that's fine. So basically we're just gonna work on our salad now so we can plate our beautiful dinner. So here I'm mixing everything up together, and you can also add some scallion. That's great to add flavor to your salad. You don't want your salad to be boring. And guys, if you don't have a vinaigrette or you don't have vinegar or anything like that, you can use the same orange. So here we are. We're at our dinner, our rice and peas with our citrus ginger baked chicken and our tossed salad with a apple cider vinaigrette. And I made a swoosh of my sauce at the bottom because I don't like my sauce on top of my chicken. I like when it's still crunchy. I didn't want to mess with that texture. So there you go with our chicken, our salad, and our rice and peas. I put a little bit of chopped scallion on top. That's the sauce at the bottom that I made a little swoosh of. And that's our nice, tender, juicy, tasty chicken. Guys, if you want it to be extra crispy, cook it on that top shelf in your oven, or you can put it to broil for like a minute. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, of course, for more interesting recipes. And guys, tell me what I could have done better. I know I missed some of the videos, but next time I'll try my best. I hope you enjoy your dinner. So join me next time for another Abbi Bell's Plate.